Hey everybody, I have this 2010 Tacoma. I struggled with the locker anytime mod for like 3 days because wiring is not something that I'm super familiar with. There are lots of tutorials on first gen like Forerunners and Tacomas with the gray wire mod, and there are plug and play kits for the third gens, but I didn't see any videos for second gen, so I wanted to show the struggles that I had and basically how to do it. I believe this is all the same for all second gens. I don't know about Forerunners, but the people that did it and taught me had 2010s, 2011s, 2013s, and 14s. The wiring doesn't really change to the best of my knowledge. It should all pretty much be the same. So I'm here in the passenger side front. This is the glove box. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop off this thing, this little, like, I don't know what it's called, but to slow the glove box down so it can open. You take your hands, you grab the inside of the glove box and you pull it together, and there's these little teeth right here that pop off, and then you can just lift the glove box on both sides and remove it. Then I have my ratchet here. It's a 3/8 with an extension and a 10 millimeter. There's a bolt right here. You're gonna remove that. Set this bolt somewhere you're not gonna lose it. It's the same as all the other ones that are underneath the dash. And then this thing pops up pretty easily as well. Just kind of grab it and pull it. It's pretty simple. Yours might be a little bit harder to get off. Mine is older and it's been removed a couple times, but there's a pin here. There's a pin here on both sides. 1, 2, and just pull straight. And then we're gonna look underneath it. So if I come at the truck from this angle, there's this one, this wiring harness that another creator, I think his name is Case, pointed out. There's a yellow wire that you can tap up, I think in this one, maybe in this bottom one, I forget. I'm pretty sure it's the top one that he used. And I didn't choose to go with that method. I chose to go with the relay method. Mine's all tucked away up here. But basically, mine's all zip tied right now. But this second wiring harness, this one is irrelevant. I don't know what that one does. But this one is the one that we're talking about, right? I decided to just unwrap it because it's easier to show that way. And I had such trouble with this. I would really hate to not be able to see. So after the wires are cut, the ones that go to the pigtail, you just leave them blank. They're not connected to anything anymore. They're connected to the relay. So I made my Y splice with some red wire here. This one is connected to the violet wire. You can see it's kind of like a hard bend with this piece of shrink tube, but that's the violet wire, that's the purple one. And it's just spliced in there, right? It's wrapped up right now, but that one goes into 2, it splits off into 2, and that goes into pin 2 and 3, like that. And then, let's see, the rest of them you'll follow via the wiring diagram. I just had trouble with this. When I connected these, I bought these from just O'Reilly's. It was like $5 or something. I put all my wires into this. I removed this blue thing because my my heat shrink tube wouldn't really fit over it and make it look pretty. I wanted to make it look pretty. But when I connected everything, I think I was shorting between these connectors because they're bare. And so I put some shrink tube over it, and that really helped. Without doing that, or if you get connectors that are not insulated, they might arc, and I'll show you the fuse that it was blowing. But it's just some errors that I want people to avoid if they ever try to do this, because apparently nobody has a video for this, only for third gens and first gens. So now I'm on the driver's side. The fuse that blows if you get this wrong, if you wire it wrong, is inside here. And I just have my coins in here. Let's see if I can get this off with one hand. So there's a couple taps in here, but it's this one. If you wire it wrong, this one blows. It's a 10 amp. Another thing I decided to do was the diff lock button is usually up here, but the wires for the DAC and the diff lock are just long enough that you can take the connector and you can feed it back around through. There's a shelf in here where the black part of the dash meets the gray part of the dash. You have to get the connector back through, down and around, and then back to this hole. It took me like 5 or 10 minutes, but as a bit of insurance, I wired this second switch up, which I didn't connect anything. It's just a spare now. That was gonna be my insurance, but I'd realized that this is long enough that I could just move it and that I would never, there's like a lot reduced risk of me hitting the button. So I just moved it. You can decide to do that if you want. If not, you can just put this switch in line with the violet wire over there. That violet wire is 12 volt on whenever the key is turned on. So you can have this interrupt that for the relay, and that'll be your safety if you want, or you can move it. Just a thought. And I wanted to show you what it sounds like if you get it right. Hopefully that doesn't arc. I have it protected pretty well, but turn the key on. If something goes wrong, the lights will come on, like the TPMS and the ABS light will come on. But since I moved the switch, it's not beeping anymore. I should be able to hit this button, and the relay should light up and click. You can see it moving in there. Yeah, like that. And then the locker makes a noise, like it should. So those two bumps were me turning it on and turning it off. Let's see, what else to know? There's a diode that I bought 100 of them off Amazon. They're 1N or IN 1N 4007 diodes. I don't know what that means, but those are the ones that you need. You can buy packs of 100 for like $8 or something. They have a gray stripe on them, which goes to the cathode, I want to say. And that should be facing pin 8 inside there. On the link that's in the description for the Tacoma World tutorial, he made a video. The OP made a video on how to solder the diode in there, but the gray stripe needs to be closer to pin 8. I'm trying to think of anything else that I might have missed or forgotten. Those are just the things that would have been really helpful for me if I was doing this again and I had no help. Nobody in my city has done this or like has a second gen Tacoma to come help, so I was kind of pissing in the wind and didn't really know what to do. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully this will help somebody. Seeing it on video would have really helped me. I was chasing my tail for like 3 days trying to do this. So the tutorial is pretty darn good on Tacoma World. I function better when I can see it on video. So hopefully that works. Good luck, and have fun out there. Just as a side note, I just wrapped this all back up in just electrical tape. What I did, if it helps at all, I took this like pigtail that I made and I just pushed it up under this bit of frame for the glove box. And then I zip tied it because this edge up here is smooth, but this edge is not. So I didn't want anything rubbing through. So I wanted it on the smooth edge, and then I just zip tied it around to this thing. So that's out of the way. It's not going to get bothered by the glove box going in and out. And then you just reassemble it in reverse.